Hi there, and welcome to Jay's Toy Collection UK. And yes, I am back at it again, live here on YouTube. So, good afternoon to my UK friends, and I suppose I should say good morning to my American friends because it's still pretty early on the other side of the world. So, I finished work at 4 o'clock here in the UK, so that was just over half an hour ago now. So I thought, right, that's perfect timing to watch the Hasbro Pulse Star Wars fan stream and then jump straight on YouTube to do a reaction video. So there is a poll running in the chat. So you can vote whether you thought that was a good live stream or a complete waste of time. So do let me know. Did you like today's reveals? Yes or no? I can see this one being a bit mixed, and the poll is 60-40 as we just start off here. So that does not surprise me. So do make yourself known in the live chat if you are with me, and I will come and say hello in a minute. So that was it then. 2023 has kicked off for Star Wars. Now, mainly, I'm a 6-inch collector. Mainly, I say, because last year did see my first dabble into a bit of shrinkage down into 3 3/4 inches. So the vintage collection, I have started collecting the vintage collection slightly, but only Return of the Jedi for the vintage collection. And I can confirm, if you haven't seen Hasbro's stream so far, there were precisely zero. That was it. Zero reveals for the vintage collection and Return of the Jedi. So not a little thing at all. Not a Scooby for me at all from the vintage collection today. But I will still go through the reveals, of course, for you vintage fans. So I am solo this evening. I've gone full hand solo here because Cheeky Monkey Kiara is still at work. She doesn't actually finish till 5 o'clock. So I am here on Milari. So I will take you through what we've seen. And there wasn't a lot for the Black Series. There was three figures for the Black Series. But Jing did promise that we had more figures coming this year. There was more to come. They were just starting us off slowly. So they're just phasing us in, and we'll see as it goes. They did say, of course, it would be a big year for the prequels coming up. And 2023, I went hard on rewatching the prequels, a full rewatch at least twice through the prequels. So I've suddenly become nostalgic for the Star Wars prequels, of course. Things I hated as a kid, because how old was I when Episode 1 came out? 1999. I'd have been 12. I'd have been 12 when Episode 1 came out. So I was caught up in all the Episode 1 hype. I was super excited. Then I watched the film and was bored to tears as a 12-year-old. I was like, "Oh, this is terrible." So that was my thinking of the prequels. Wasn't a massive fan of Attack of the Clones either. And then Revenge of the Sith happened, and I was back on board. So I was always been a massive fan of Revenge of the Sith. But that was, of course, as a teenager. As an adult now, as a 36, I think I'm 36. As a 36-year-old male, looking back at the prequels now from 25 years ago, can you actually believe it's 25 years since Episode 1? My goodness, it literally, I've still got the VHS somewhere. It actually is in this room. I think it's under the bed. I think it's down there under the bed. I've still got the actual VHS of the original release of Episode 1. So that's how long ago it was. So here's to retirement, everybody, because I feel old now. Right, I'll come and say hello to the live chat, and then we will, of course, get into it. It may not be the longest of live streams tonight because there wasn't that much to go through, but we will go through it. And one of the items, spoiler alert, I'm very excited. So you can probably guess, take your guess in the chat. Which one Black Series reveal was I very excited about? I'm sure you'll be able to work it out. So who have we got in here? Tactat was in to start us off. He said, "I'll be learning about today's reels through me." Okay, right. I will fully educate you, Mark. That will be my plan for today. Adam is here. Figure K. Collectibles is here. Hello, Adam. Says that Destroyer Droid looked really good. Insert technical name here. We will certainly insert that technical name. Your boy's got toys is here. He's just woke up. I will forgive him. No, it's only 8:30 over on the Which coast is he on? We're on the west coast over there. 8:30 in the morning. That's dedication for your toy news. Getting here that early in the morning. Who else is in? Codename Chief is here. Well, hello there. Hello there, Codename Chief. Tim Long is also in. Afternoon all. Still no mention of Curly Mundy for the Black Series. No, I thought, was he pipelined? I get so confused with these pipelines. I have to go into a list, I think, of actually what has been pipelined and what hasn't. I'm sure Kiani Mundi has been pipelined, so he is coming, I think. But of course, he wasn't shown in this round of reveals. And of course, one of the reveals they claim will be coming out next year, so they've gone very early. There you are. Well, there you go. Work until you can work no longer, Alexi. Right, let's get into it then, shall we? So let's do a bit of screen sharing here. We will do a bit of screen sharing. We'll go for that one, I think. There we are. That's a bit of screen sharing. And that is the first thing that was shown on the Star Wars stream today, which of course was a recap. So I did actually write notes. So I thought, right, in case they go on for a long time and there's loads to go through, I will do notes. So to start us off then, we had a recap of what was announced basically over the last couple of months of 2023. So we have some Phase 2 Clone Trooper packs here from the Star Wars Black Series. Starting off with no, completely incorrect there. That would be the Vintage Collection. So that's a 4-pack of Phase 2 Clone Troopers from the Vintage Collection. So they've already been up for order. We then, if I can skip through here, is he going to play? You're going to play? You're not going to play. We're on live TV, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to work? You are going to work. There you go. Fantastic. Here we are. We're working there. Oh, you've gone off now. Gone too far. One day I'll get this right. Now, come on. Right. You're going to bug right? Do that? Fine. We'll look at one. We will look at one of them. I just thought I'd just speed through lovely. Nope. It's going to play, not going to play ball with me. So, again, you've got the Phase 1 this time. The Phase 1, the Clone Trooper 2-pack. But again, that is already for pre-order on Pulse, and that is Black Series. And then they got into talking about the prequels again, and they talked about the retro collection figures here. So again, these are from Episode 1, so there's been a whole wave of Episode 1, and again, those have already been up for order. They then went into talking about the prequels themselves, and of course how they'll be focusing on all 3 prequel movies this year, because we are in the 25th anniversary of Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Now, I've always liked the artwork here. I think that's one of the best things about the prequel. Even as a grumpy teenager, when I wasn't liking the prequels at the time, I still liked the actual artwork that was on the posters and on the DVDs, and of course on the VHS back then. So always a massive fan of the artwork. So still got some of those printed in the toy room to this very day. So that was what we had there. Then we went into, what did they talk about next? Again, just the Jango Fett. They talked about the Jango Fett that was on order for the Vintage Collection. So again, just recapping basically with Jango Fett there from TVC, again, already available to order. And I think the last thing they got into was this rather controversial 2-pack. Now, I did try to do an actual Instagram live on this when it first came out. Not quite sure I had all the settings right, so I must try those again. So I thought I'd stick to YouTube today, fresh from work. So if you haven't heard my thoughts on this, I was very, very mixed, because I have just decided, I say, in the end of last year, to focus more on the prequels in the collection. And I've been out and bought a sort of vintage, you could call it now, I suppose, over 20 years old, from Attack of the Clones, the Battle of Geonosis. I've bought like the arena, the battle arena there, from the 3 3/4 inch scale, but I'm using it as a backdrop piece in the Star Wars diorama. I think I put a video up of that. I may have done. I may have not done. Find out on the channel. Have a look. Is there a Star Wars video? There probably is one on there somewhere. If there isn't, I will do one. But I was very excited to see this, because I need some of the brown coloured battle droids, and the first time we're getting the super battle droid here. And of course, they put it in a 2-pack, which I thought, okay, that's fine, perfect for your army building, a nice 2-pack. And then they made the fatal error of only including the C3PO head. So it's quite a funny scene. Even Cheeky Monkey laughed at this when C3PO's head gets accidentally put on the battle droid. So very happy to have that. Quite happy to have that. But I needed a normal battle droid head packed in with that so I could actually army build this set. And I'm sure that was the call of the community out there, because I know there was a bit of the online outrage. And I'd put myself in part of that. Why do we not have the normal battle droid head? Because this is going to really hint, or halt, I should say, halt your arm building of this pack. So that was a little bit irritating for me. So I had to go on eBay and try and backtrack, because they're way back in the red and black boxes. I had to try and backtrack and buy a couple more of the battle droids. Luckily, I got them for about £20-25, so I didn't have to overpay, which was okay. So I've got a few more. I think I'm up to about 4 now, and then this one on top. So okay, I calmed down. I got over that, and I thought, well, they're gonna announce a super battle droid on its own, surely, anyway. And when you get to the pipelines for today, they did. There we are. There was X's in there. Controversial. I can't wait to have an army battle of C3POs. And can you imagine all these spare C3PO heads? You could have a few headless ones. I thought maybe I could decapitate my battle droid. That might be a way of actually doing it. Have a few broken, decapitated battle droids in the collection, but a bit of a strange decision anyway. And the Tactac's in there as well. He wants to also, well, maybe I've got it wrong, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe I've got it wrong. Maybe you all, and yes, I can detect a hint, just a little hint of sarcasm here. We could be battle droid building C3POs all over the place. So that was the last of the recaps. So let's get into the new news then. That was the last of the recaps. Let's get into the new news. So if I go over to, it might be easier to go over to probably Yakface on Instagram, because I'm sure he's posted all the images. So we'll just pop over there, see if he's got everything up. And he does indeed. Okay, so share this tab instead. And there we have it. So of course, shout out to Yakface over on Instagram, always up with the breaking Star Wars news. So I will go to my notes here, and we will look at the first figure that was announced for Black Series, which is the Phase 1 Clone Trooper. So Phase 1 Clone Trooper on the all-new Clone Trooper body. So hopefully much better articulation than the original versions here of the Phase 1 Clone Trooper. And this is actually helpful, because as I've said, I want to start army building and doing a bit of a display for episode 2, Attack of the Clones. And the Attack of the clones, of course, have the Phase 1 helmet, because we have to have all sorts of phases and names. It does get very confusing out there in the galaxy far, far away, doesn't it, sometimes? But Phase 1 Clone Trooper, so basically you've got the sort of slit down the middle, as opposed to the more Stormtrooper-like helmet that comes on the Phase 2. So you're more sleek design here on the Phase 1 Clone Troopers. So this you can army build till your heart's content. So it is on the Attack of the Clones packaging. I think, well, this is in my notes, but I think they said it was the 5th figure to actually use that packaging. So do let me know if I'm wrong in the live chat, but I think it's the 5th figure on that particular packaging. And it will be up for pre-order then tomorrow. So 1 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow for the 3 Black Series figures that were announced today. So 1 p.m. Eastern time for our UK viewers out there will be, let's add 5 hours on, that'll get us to 6 p.m. So 6 p.m. UK tomorrow, you will be able to pre-order to your heart's content over here in the UK this Phase 1 Clone Trooper. And I'm going to need a few. I've got a few already, so probably 4 will do. 4 will do. But of course, sometimes the wait for the sales strategy has often helped me out on Star Wars and Marvel Legends in the last year. So I might pre-order a couple to start with, and then if they get discounted later on, then be able to pre-order from there. Because I have got the Phase 2 is currently out at the moment, but he is on the plastic-free packaging, the Phase 2 sort of generic white Clone Trooper. And I did manage to pick him up in the sale, I think, on Amazon. I think he was in the Amazon sale. So I assume this Phase 1 will also go into a sale at some point, hopefully, so you can army build even better. So that is nice to see. You've got the unmasked helmet and head there, and your big blaster and your little blaster. That's about as much as I will give you on details of the blasters. Let's see how the chat is going on there. We've got Tim here saying he's already got a few, so probably just get the one. As I said, so I'll probably just get a couple. Craig's in here. Hello, Craig. Just got back from work. I'm doing a stock take. So Craig has returned from a stock take. Now, are you a Black Series collector, Craig? I don't know. I think you've got a few. I don't think you're fully deep into the Black Series. What's Alexi saying here? I only have Jedi and Sith, but if I get battle droids, I'm going to need clone troopers, right? Probably depends how deep you're going into Star Wars. Lots of Star Wars depth chat. It's suddenly turned into, and that is me non-Star Wars mug. That's the Back to the Spider-Man mug. Right, so that is the Phase 1 clone trooper there. If we go back to Yak Face, you'll see here they also have this little graphic in there about what is fan channel. So Jing gave us a whole sort of speech on the fan channel. I think they'll be doing a lot more focusing, it seems, on fan channel compared to just your standard sort of Target and Walmart brick and mortar retailer and Smiths over here in the UK. So they will be focusing more on the fan channel, maybe so they can get some more unique releases, hopefully, in 2024. Some of the characters that may not sell particularly well at your standard brick and mortar retailer may sell better on fan channel. And they put up also another list, an actual graphic of the fan channel retailers themselves and who you could actually buy from, what they mean by fan channel. I'm going to find that graphic. Yeah, I found that graphic. So if I show you that graphic there, and there's a more definition because they're always using the phrase, must have used it 10 times in this live stream alone, fan channel. So Hasbro Pulse counts as fan channel in most of the international markets. There in the UK, then particularly, they've got Star Action figures. So Wayne will be happy. He's made the list. So I do, of course, buy a lot of my figures here from Star Action Figures in the UK. And talking about them, they have a massive sale on Star Wars Black Series at the moment. You've got whole waves for like £40. So get yourself in there if you need to backtrack. And I still missed Axe Woves. He was down to £12 in the sale. I put him in the basket about 4 days ago. I thought, I'll just wait till some other things come in so I can actually get sort of free postage on the order. And then I forgot about it till today because, of course, I knew the Star Wars stream was coming up. I thought, let's see if there's anything on Star Action Figures. And he's sold out. So once again, I've missed him because he's been in the sale here in game, I think, quite a lot over here in the UK. And, of course, I missed him there as well. So at some point, I will get Axe Woves, but I'm determined not to pay full retail price because I've seen him in enough sales. So Star Action Figures makes it there. For the US, they're talking GameStop, BBTS, massive logo there for Big Bad Toy Store taking over. I wonder a random, I don't know, what do people think? Big Bad Toy Store. Is that the greatest name for a toy store? Because being an international customer, sometimes I've got to ring the bank because they'll block the transaction and I have to go, yes, I've just made a purchase from Big Bad Toy Store. So what do they think I'm buying when I'm making purchases from Big Bad Toy Store? I will leave that to your imagination. So maybe they could reconsider a bit of a name change there, so it's not so embarrassing when you've got to ring the bank. In Canada, they've still got Toys R Us in Canada. Look at that. Toys R Us logo there. Jeffrey running strong. We've got some new version of Toys R Us here in the UK, but it's not the original at all. Somebody I think must have bought the name. So there's all your options when they say fan channel. So 1 p.m. tomorrow for pre-orders at your fan channel. So what do we have next then? 2 more to go because we've only done 1, but there's only 2 more to go for the Black Series. And if we go over to, I know that I saw a picture on Toy Shiz's Instagram, so let me go and find that. And then we're going to get excited. Okay, so let's share this instead. And let's all get excited together. Because, ladies and gentlemen, finally, The Rock has come back. Well, he has actually, because The Rock has just become a member of WWE's board today. So that's a bit of breaking news. Not related to Star Wars in the slightest. But the Droideka has come to the Black Series. We'll drink to that. So this was very exciting. This, I'm happily going to call it now. I'm sure the chat would agree with me, so let them know in the chat if you agree or you do not agree with me, but surely you do. that this was the best reveal of the day by a country mile, by an actual country mile. Finally, we are getting the Droideka in the Black Series. 25 years ago, this character first debuted. This fancy droid first debuted. We've had a 6-inch line now for nearly 10 years. Or maybe it has been 10 years. Probably has been 10 years of Black Series now. Did Black Series start in 2014? Or was it 2015? Somebody let me know in the chat. I'm sure it was around that time. So you must be talking around 10 years of Star Wars Black Series. And finally, we have the Droideka. One of the earliest scenes of Episode 1, A Phantom Menace, was, of course, Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn having a little battle. I'm going to get an image up. There's an image for you. Having a little battle with the Droidekas. And I've just annoyed myself. Ladies and gentlemen. I've just annoyed myself. Because I've realised they don't come with the translucent shields. I want the translucent shields. Oh dear. But I'm still happy to get them. But where's my translucent shields? I shouldn't have looked at this image. I'd have forgotten all about the translucent shields. And then I wouldn't be moaning. So I'm sure the 3D printers and the customizers out there will be getting their machines fired up, and they will make us some third-party effects for our droidekas. Because I'm sure these are going to be army builders. Indeed, these will be army builders. And even I, not the biggest army builder, will be getting at least more than one of these. At least two. Hopefully, depends how much they are, because they're going to be deluxe. They are going to be deluxe. They're going up for pre-order. So we won't have to find out how long until they are. I'm assuming they're going to be 40. I hope they're not more than 40. Speculation in the chat, how much they're going to be. I can't see these being... What's this Black Series Deluxe? It's about 35, isn't it, actually? Is it about 35 for a Black Series Deluxe? Somebody... Yeah. There's a... Oh, Lexi's going, as long as it's not $30 that I'm in. Well, it's not going to be $30. It's going to be more than that. It's definitely going to be more than $30. If the regular figures are 25, I'm sure this is going to be 35 at least. Thinking 40. I could see 50. I don't want to see 50, but I don't know. We do seem to, at least with G.I. Joe Classified, we have pricing that is quite standard. With the Black Series, it does seem to be sort of all over the place at times in terms of their actual packaging and everything. So that may, in terms of their pricing, I should say. Let me see if I can find some more images here of said Droideka. So we've got a few different angles. What have we got here? Let me see if I could share this. There we go. Share that instead. They did have some press images there. There we go. Mark's got the price. It's 1,000 Imperial credits. I can see that for 1,000 Imperial credits. So they were showing the articulation. It does seem pretty good. You can actually crouch it down and get it as close to a ball as you probably could reasonably expect to get it into. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Wilburn. There, who's good. It will be $34.99. So yeah, that'll be probably about $33.99. So UK pricing, we normally get £1 added on, so I'm expecting that'll be probably $34.99 over here in the UK. So around your $35 mark then. So kind of what I was kind of expecting. Finally, so Craig is happy to see the Droideka as well. I was seeing that Mike Hex was quite happy about this earlier as well, to finally get that. 2013 for the Black Series. Okay, so we've had 10 years of Black Series. I don't recall an anniversary line, but maybe they put something on the packaging I didn't notice. There was so yeah, excited finally. But then there's no shield. But I can get over my shield. We'll be okay without the shield. We've got what are the images there? So you've got a nice view there of the front. You can see the articulation on the cannons, the articulation down there in the sort of spindly legs. It does look a nice sculpt on it. Hopefully it doesn't come through too sort of marbleized or anything when it does release. I don't know if there's any paint on. I can't quite tell there how well we're going to be painted on the gunmetal sort of color. And there's the image. There was the image. I save it down into the ball, so it will fold up. I do like the sort of maroon coloured paint apps on it as well. So it looks quite accurate to episode 1. See, I can't even speak these days. So it does look good. So I'm excited to get them, because tomorrow 1 p.m. and we'll see how crazy I go. I think I'll go in for 2 off the bat, and again, hopefully they produce lots of them and it goes into the sale, because discounts are always nice when it comes to the Black Series. So that was reveal number 2. And for reveal number 3 then, for the Black Series, the third and final reveal, I'm going to have to try and get a screenshot here because they haven't shown anything, because he's over a year in advance. So this is Grand Admiral Thrawn himself from the Ahsoka live action series. So it's not the Rebels version. It is the live action version. Likeness looks pretty good, to be fair, to Grand Admiral Thrawn from the last few episodes of Ahsoka. So I've really did quite enjoy watching the Ahsoka series, to be honest with you. I box setted it. I didn't sort of watch it every week. I could see how you could see it'd be a bit slow in places if you watched it week to week, but I saved it up, watched it over 2 days, and thoroughly enjoyed it. I can see where we're going in the story, which is nice. Thrawn could have done a bit more, but he's they're definitely building him up, aren't they? I'm sure he's going to be a villain for many years to come in the sort of Mandoverse. And they've announced, of course, the Mando and Grogu movie coming out. Dave Filoni, not Dave Filoni, it's Jon Favreau, I think, directing that one to come. So I'm sure we'll see more of Thrawn as the years go on. Hot Toys, of course, dropped one a few weeks ago as well. So I assume this was coming from the Black Series, so I have been waiting to see this. And they did confirm he will be on a bit of a new sculpt. He's got new legs and a new torso, I think they said, for Thrawn here. So I'll be happy to get him, but apparently I won't be getting him, excuse me, until spring of 2025. So we're talking sort of March 25. We're talking well over a year in advance. Surely we can't be. That's what they said. But Hasbro do have a bit of a habit of saying these things, and then they do come out and come into stock much, much earlier than they actually stated. So I'm not expecting this in 2025, even though they've just told me to expect it in 2025. I've decided not to believe them, and I think this will be out late 24. I think we will have Thrawns for Christmas, so you can get your little Christmas hats ready. I think we will have Grand Admiral Thrawns to go around. And now all we need is his Imperial sort of Star Destroyer, his light cruiser that he goes around on, because that's a fancy bit of kit. But one of those in Black Series scale, technically, it would probably be the size of my house. So there's your next HasLab confirmed. Thrawn's Imperial Star Cruiser. I can't see it. They didn't mention HasLab, actually. That's one thing I thought maybe there could be an early tease, but of course the Star Wars one is usually later in the year, so maybe not to be announced actually this early within the year there for that. But that is Thrawn, so he does look nice. And yeah, definitely on a new torso for the show there. And Craig's picking him up as well. Does have a bit of, I know people say he looks a bit like Elon Musk. There you are. I love his Tesla Star Destroyer. There you go. So yeah, that was it for Black Series. So got three reveals to talk about there. So not the most we've ever had, but at least they're 3 figures I actually want. So I've got to be happy for that. How's the poll going? Let's have a check on the poll. Yep, so we've got 67% yes, happy with reveals, and 33 not. I think I'm happy with the reveals, yes. So I think I would be a yes. I would have liked to see some more, but I suppose that is the toy collecting mentality. And they are going to, excuse me, spread it out through the year. So if we don't get as much Black Series, I suppose we get Marvel Legends and G.I. Joe Classified. So when you're used to collecting those lines alongside Black Series, there's just not as much that you would that we get throughout the year. And that's a very good call from Tank there in the chat. Some undead stormtroopers would be very nice. They wouldn't just be very nice. I said it'd be essential, absolutely essential, to get some of the stormtroopers that go with Thrawn. And Captain, what's his name? Captain Enoch, is it? Or whatever he's called, with a gold helmet. He needs a figure, so we definitely need some of those figures there. And SHF are already doing the zombie troopers. So yeah, have to wait for an import Thrawn there. Thrawn always, I don't know why I say Thrawn. I always want to say throne. It's sort of I don't know. It just sort of comes out my mouth in that way. So that is it for the Black Series reveals. Let's have a look then next at the Vintage Collection reveals then from the Vintage Collection itself, the TVC. as you say. Let me find the right screen here. I'll go back to over to Yak Face there, and we can see the reveals for TVC. I'll just go through them. It won't take too long going through them, because I say I don't know if a lot of people that watch it. Let me know, do you collect TVC? Because I say I only collect Return of the Jedi, so I know it's mainly a 6-inch channel, and occasionally 12 now with the sudden Hot Toys obsession. But let's have a look then. So we got a Grogu on his own. I don't know how he gets these single releases, because I'm sure he's still going to be full price for a single release. You do get his little, I was going to say his air chariot, little floating cot, floating crib, I suppose we could call it. And he does get his bit of armor, but yeah, not always the greatest on his own. Probably could do with being packed in. So another Grogu, if anybody needs one, in 3 3/4. So then we've got another 3 3/4, another Mandalorian. We must have, how many Mandalorians do we have now? Of just Mando. We must have absolute tons of Ginger in. God, I can't say his name either. Speaking difficult. That's what happens when you've just finished work. So Mandalorian there. We've got the Mandalorian Fleet Commander. I think he's just been done in Black Series as well. So you've got to get those Mandos in there to complete that crew up from Season 3. Because they did go a bit crazy in Season 3, didn't they? All the Mandalorian variants. So I was thinking, somebody's going to want to sell some toys. All the merchandising that was, I think, happening there for Season 3. We've got Axe Woves then himself, the figure I cannot seem to purchase for the sale price in the Black Series, as I was explaining earlier. But I could get a 3 3/4 version at least here. So he is available in the Vintage Collection. So I think the Black Series reveals today were much better than the Vintage Collection ones. There just weren't as many of them. Because I think a lot of these potentially could even be redos from the Vintage Collection. I'm sure this is definitely a redo for the Vintage Collection, and a slightly different package in there. It's the X-Wing pilot version of Luke himself. So he's available for you Vintage Collectioners out there. And Clone Commander X, I'm sure this is probably the most popular. If I had to guess what would be the most popular Vintage Collection figure reveal of the day, I would go for Clone Commander X here with his removable helmet. He does look pretty good. So always a popular clone is Rex himself. And then that was back into the Black Series. So that was the main reveals from the Vintage Collection as I just scroll through here. We've got all those covered. What else was on my list? And we've covered all that. So the other things they said was from it was like the HasLab add-on pack, basically. So if I can scroll here, I'm sure we'll find some images of Sabine and Chopper. So here we go, this pack here. So Sabine and Chopper then from the Vintage Collection, but these are on the mural sort of card backs that match the artwork from the Ghost. So anybody back the HasLab Ghost? I did not, but I have seen it in person at MCM London Comic Con, and it looked fantastic. And I probably should have backed it, but it's very expensive and it's very big, so I didn't need it. But seeing it in person, it just looked really cool. It did look very, very nice. So I'm sure fans will be pleased to complete the collection. I'm sure they're not going to be pleased that they've got to buy the other 2 figures separately rather than extended add-on tiers. I suppose there's no reason these couldn't have been additional add-on tiers if even higher goals were reached on the actual Ghost itself. But I think they only just got over the final tier anyway, so they may not have got enough to actually get anything up. But at least they are available for people that want them. So these are on a different model. So this is a couple of week pre-order, basically. You've got 3 weeks till Valentine's Day. So you're not going to forget Valentine's Day, because, of course, Madam Web is coming out on Valentine's Day. So how could you forget that? So you can also pre-order these, because if you don't pre-order them by Valentine's Day, well, it's over. You'll miss out on these bad boys. So if you do need these to go with your HasLab, you've got till Valentine's Day to get your pre-orders in. They'll be available on Pulse, where Pulse is available, and countries that didn't have Pulse, wherever you backed the Ghost, you can also buy these, is what they said there on the stream. So I'm giving you all the factual information today, so you can back those. You've got 2 weeks to back those. And that was it for actual pre-orders. It was then time for the pipeline. Let's go down the pipeline. Always a funny term. So what pipeline am I going to go to first? Let's go to the Vintage Collection. No, let's go to the Retro Collection pipeline. I don't recall going down a retro pipeline before, but apparently we are. So they've shown actually at the very start of the stream now, the retro collection for episode 1. Well, they're going to do some more then. They're going to do episode 2 and episode 3, I think, and potentially a mixed wave of 6 here, rather than a wave per film, in the retro style. So it looks like you're going to get, let's go through these. Let's use my eyes. Let's see if I can work out what's going on. So we've got Anakin from episode 3, by the looks of it, Padme from episode 2, Mace Windu episode 2 or episode 3. I'm assuming it's episode 3. We've got Jango Fett there. He's in the Battle of Geonosis. That must be episode 2. We've got General Grievous from episode 3, and that looks like a phase 2. If my eyes don't deceive me, a phase 2 clone trooper from episode 3 is what I think's going on there. But correct me if I am wrong on that one. Now, I don't collect the retro collection yet, but I have been a little tempted. I know I do have the mint on card wall of like 3 3/4 inch figures and more retro style figures on that wall. So I'm thinking I probably do need a wave of retro collection. And the price has come down on these over in the UK recently. I know Star Action Figures were posting about it, and they've managed to get a sort of deal price on the waves. You're getting all them about £50 all in for the wave of 6. So it's not too bad. It's about £9, £8-9 a figure, I think. So I'm tempted to get some retro collection, but I've only got room really for 5 figures. So I can only really pick one wave. Unless I get characters from all different films, maybe, and do the mixed wave. I could do that. Or I could just focus on one wave and get that. I was thinking, of course, Return of the Jedi is my favourite Star Wars film. So I was thinking about focusing on that and just getting that wave. But I'm getting that prequel fever. I am suffering from prequel fever, it seems. And I've picked a good time to suffer from prequel fever, being in the anniversary year. So I am hoping for a lot more from the Black Series in this year for the prequels. But it's also made me itchy for Hot Toys, itchy for prequel Hot Toys. Now that would be a rabbit hole. I've only gone original trilogy for some of my Hot Toys. I've only got a few for Star Wars, but I don't know. I've got the itch. Eddie's here. Hello, Eddie. How are you doing? Well, welcome here as I recap, going all the factual news here at Jay's Toy Collection UK as we recap live what we've just seen from Hasbro. And let's carry on with the pipeline then. Let's get down that pipeline. Let's go to the next pipeline and wait till we've got all the images on the screen. There we go. Right. We are down the pipeline for the vintage collection then. New vintage pipeliners. And then we'll main event the video here for the Black Series pipeline. So what do we have for the vintage collection pipeline? So we've got some droids for Ahsoka. So we got our 7 CH and RG, as I'm going to shorten them to. Droids from season 7 of the Clone Wars then, so just before Order 66. We've got some of the droids there, and that'll be, it looks like an Amazon 3 or 4 pack probably. Looks like you get Ahsoka as well in that pack, so it's probably a 4 pack. Then we got a HK87 droid from, that would be Ahsoka, isn't it? That's the red version, so that's from the Ahsoka live action series. We've got the Dark Trooper, that thing's in a massive sale in the in TVC anyway, from that deluxe set that they did. But apparently going to put it on a single card. So I suppose that's the thing with TVC. You get a lot of people that just collect mint on cards, so they'll be happy to get that. But if you want them loose, I think you've had plenty of opportunities to get a Dark Trooper loose for vintage collections, so that might not sell particularly well. And then we've got Ahsoka herself in the white outfit. So that is the white sort of main event outfit from the Ahsoka season. It's a very nice outfit that I do like Rosario Dawson in that outfit. So hopefully Black Series gets that version. And then we've got the Mandalorian, another one. We've already seen one today, but you get another one. So he's on the reveals and he's back again. So you can't get rid of Mando. He's pipelining for TVC. And we've also got Bo-Katan and Cobb Vanth, of course, from the Mandalorian series. And Cobb Vanth will come with his Boba Fett helmet. So that was your pipeline reveals for the vintage collection. So let's go down that pipeline then for the Black Series then. So let me get the graphic up there from the poll screen and let's go down. So what do we have? So we're going to go into the Mandalorian world again. I was hoping there was going to be more. This was the bit that did disappoint me in the video. I thought, okay, I'm happy with 3. It means that not 2. And they are army builders, the Black Series pre-orders. So we're going to buy more than one of most of those tomorrow, 6 p.m. UK, when they go up for pre-order, 1 p.m. Eastern time, of course. So I was hoping for more prequel love in the pipeline, but we've gone more Mando and gamey. So the pipeline didn't really live up to what I was hoping for. I was hoping for a lot more in the pipeline, but I would take you through what we've got in case it is something you are after. So we got the IG-11, I was going to say, but apparently IG-12, of course, from Mando Series 3. Grogu and Azalian. I didn't know he had a little name. The little droid, the little creature that fixes things from the. He was from the Disney films, wasn't he? He was from the sequel films, or his race was at least. I'm not sure exactly what that character was called in that. But you got the 3-pack there. So that one's probably going to be a pass for me. I don't think we don't need any more Grogu's. And actually, IG-12 Grogu. Well, that image they've used, Grogu is sitting in IG-12. So if Grogu fits in him, ooh, that could be a tempter. If Grogu is going to actually fit in the IG unit and uses him as a sort of a transport, sort of like Krang in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, basically, is what Grogu was using IG-12 for. So actually, see, I'm turning myself around here. See, I can enable myself. I'm literally just sat here chatting away. I've got a live chat with me. I'm just talking away, and I'm enabling myself to buy toys. I was like, no, I'm not interested in this at all. No, actually, a bit of studying, bit of live reaction, and then we will see. And then we've got a Walmart exclusive over in the US. I'm sure it'll be Fan Channel over here in the UK. A Mandalorian Night Owl, of course, just filling out the ranks again from season 3 of Mando. I'm trying not to fill out my ranks of Mando is my collecting goal, so I can hopefully happily pass along there. And then we have one I have not got a clue about. The Star Wars Jedi Survivor 3-packs. So we've got Super Battle Droid, we've got Normal Battle Droid, and we've got the droid whose name I cannot remember. The ones that General Grievous's bodyguards, aren't they? By the looks of it, with the big sticks. I haven't played that game. I'm terrible at gaming. I like the concept of gaming. I'm just crap, basically. So I'm still on the Sega Mega Drive or Sega Genesis to my US friends out there in terms of my gaming skills are way back then. But there you go. Somebody's happy. Alexi's happy. See, there you go. They've pleased somebody there. That looks so good. Still haven't played that game yet, but I've watched. So what I do with these games, so I can get the story. I know what people do on YouTube now. They clip the game together, all the cutscenes to make like movies out of them. So I do watch that. So I've been through all the Batman Arkham games actually, just watching them as movies. And again, I have started with some of the Star Wars games as well. So just to get an idea, what's all going on there. But hopefully, I'm trying not to really collect the game of theirs. I've got Cal Kestis, but that's about it. We'll see. Craig wants a Grogu inside him, so he's happy for that. And then we got the Super Battle Droid then. Because we mentioned him earlier in the very weird decision to only pack him with a C-3PO. I'm sure we all knew he was coming as a single card. And there's your confirmation that he's coming as a single card. So it's not much of a pipeline. It's a figure we've already shown today. It's a figure we kind of knew what was coming. So I was hoping something new would have been like announced in the pipeline. Not kind of like an instant redo of this, but somebody's going to want this, aren't they? This is going to be a big army builder. I'm going to want it himself. So there was a see, it's Craig. I can't help Craig. Just can't help this hand. And then the final one was a role play item. So if anybody wants to dress up as Moff Gideon from season 3 of Mandalorian, then there you go. You've got your Moff Gideon helmet. I'd rather have the figure, if I was honest, Hasbro. I'd rather have the Black Series figure of Moff Gideon with the fancy spiky helmet on, rather than the role play item. But for you cosplayers out there, then you've got the people just like to collect helmets. Any fans of helmet in my chat? Fan of helmet? Not a massive fan of helmet here, but you can helmet to your heart's content. And that was the final pipeline reveal of the day, basically. So went out like a bit of a wet fart for me. Apart from maybe the IG-12, that kind of was cool, and Lexi's happy about the 3-pack. But I don't know. It's always filthy, Craig. It's always filth. Can't get away from it. Cannot get away from it. So let's have a look at the poll. Let's end the poll. How are we doing? Are we happy? Yes or no? And yes, we are. 73% of you are happy with today's reveals. So that's good. I would say I am happy with the reveals. I would have wanted more. Summarize, I wanted more. Give me more prequels and tell me more information. But that is, of course, the toy collector mentality. Just give me more. I just want to know more about what's coming out this year, because there are some prequel figures that I really want to see. So Please, can we have more? We need more Padmes. That's what we need. I'm going to do the campaign for Padme. We only have 2 Padmes. We only had 1 for many years. At MCM, they showed us a second Padme. So I was very happy to see that, the second Padme. So I'd like a third. Because, of course, Padme goes through an absolute bucket ton of outfit changes within episode 2 specifically. I mean, she seriously goes through a lot of changes in that film. So I would like to see more Padmes in the line. So that was my goal for 2024. Hasbro, give me more Padme. So hashtag give me more Padme. I can get that trending or something, don't I? See if I can. Anybody with me in the chat? Anybody with me in the chat for the campaign of more Padme? We'll find out. So let me just share this tab instead here, because that was it for the Black Series reveals. So okay, let me know your thoughts in the comments, but I'll just give myself a bit of shameless self-promotion here. So I had a little chat with Jing herself here, down here from the Star Wars team at MCM. She was kind enough to have a chat with me for 10 minutes there. So if you do want to check that one out, do go and check it out. There was it's saying Ryan Ting has beat out Jin in the viewer audiences. Marvel Legends has beaten Star Wars. So do go back and give that one a watch. From a couple of months ago now, when I got to speak to Jing in person. She was very nice. She was lovely, to be honest, in person. She really was very friendly to talk to. So, and I was a little bit overexcited because they just revealed Kid Anakin and Padme. So more prequels. I wanted prequels, and she gave me prequels live in person. So do go check that one out for more prequel love, and give it a like, give it a tickle. While you're there, of course, hit that notification bell. I was looking at statistics earlier. I'm looking at statistics. Only apparently 10.2% of people that are subscribed hit the bell. So the other 90% out of you, hit that notification bell. And you'll know when I go randomly live like this to do random live streams, because it will be happening occasionally in 2024. Luckily now, with my new live stream setup, as you can see behind me here, if I come into full screen, you will see that I've got plenty of room in here. And to my left here is my work equipment. So I can work here. I can finish work at 4 o'clock usually, which happens to be 11 o'clock Eastern time. So that's very helpful. So I can just move over. Literally, I move my seat from like here. There you go. To here. And then I'm straight in the live stream section. So all I've got to do is press a button, as long as I've set the stream up at some point before that, and go live. So I can do reactions probably live to most Hasbro streams. So G.I. Joe Classified seems popular on the channel. And of course, Marvel Legends as ever. And I thought I'd chuck in Star Wars. So I think this year I might commit to live reactions to most of the most, you say. I'm committing. I'm already uncommitting and committing at the same time to most of the most of the Hasbro fan channel streams. I'll try and do live reactions if I can. Saves me making a video later, I suppose. Because of course, this week in toys, the main live stream will still be every 2 weeks, Friday or Saturday night, depending on Cheeky Monkey's schedule. Usually, we will be live every Friday or Saturday night, every 2 weeks for this week in toys, as we recap all the toy news and go through some other topics. So that's to come, and of course, still to come on the channel this week. I will be live again, but I will be live at a very weird time this week. I will be live at just before 1 a.m. UK time. So just before 1 a.m. UK time, I will be live this Saturday night, of course. Let me just get a graphic up there so you can see what I should be live for. I will be live for the WWE Royal Rumble then. So the Royal Rumble is the 27th. It's this Saturday. It's 8 o'clock Eastern time. So that might be better for my American friends. And at 8 o'clock Eastern this Saturday night, if you're watching this live, of course, you're watching this at some point during the week. This video premieres on the replay. Let me know in the comments. Hashtag replay clue in the comments section if you are watching on the replay. And let me know your thoughts on these Black Series reveals in that comment section as well. But I will be live for the Royal Rumble, 1 a.m. UK time, 8 o'clock Eastern time, Saturday the 27th. For any of you wrestling fans out there, as I provide alternate commentary through the entire 3 to 4 hour Royal Rumble. Through the night, I will be up. I'll get spreadsheets up. We'll be having all sorts of fun there. So do check me out then if you would like to. And I will end on some news that completely is not anything related to Star Wars. It's actually Mayfex. So I'll just end on this because I'm not going live for This Week in Toys this weekend. So the time I talk about this, it'll be 2 weeks. So for you still here in the live chat, or anybody on the replay that wants to see Mayfex Superboy, he looks pretty cool. and he's just gone out for pre-order. So I've got Hobby Link Japan open because I need to get off my rear end and actually pre-order this fella. So he's up for 10,000 yen. So it's not too bad. It's about £55, I think. And they'll probably charge 20 shipping. So you're probably talking 75 all in for Mafex Superboy from the Return of Superman storyline. So we are getting through that storyline now with Cyborg Superman. I think we've pre-ordered Eradicator. Have we? I think we have. I can't even remember now. We've got Steel as well. I've definitely got Steel, and I've definitely got Cyborg Superman. I think I've pre-ordered Eradicator, but I may have made that up. I'm sure somebody will know if I pre-ordered Eradicator or not. But I need to pre-order Superboy. So he's dropped today, along with, I think, Stealth Iron Man, because Mafex do like to drop in pairs. So I don't think I particularly need Stealth Iron Man, but I will need this Superboy. And they have gone sort of Mezco here. They've gone full soft goods jacket. So that'll be cool. They've got the soft goods. I'm just looking behind me there to the Mafex cube that sits with me as a Spidey cube. And the Scarlet Spider has some very nice stuff. There you go. Lexi's here. The Mafex King himself. There you go. He is still here. Oh, a great bit of news for the morning there is old Mafex Superboy. So he is there. Looks pretty cool. 3 interchangeable heads. I think he looks better with the jacket on than the jacket off. But there's lots of different images there to go through. So he is up for pre-order now. I'm sure he's on Big Bad Toy Store, but he's probably marked up quite a bit. So Amazon Japan, Hobby Link Japan, they're usually my go-to spots for the imports for the Mafex pre-orders because they're usually a damn sight cheaper than most other places when it comes to that. And before we get out of here, the last thing I've literally just broke. If I go to the McFarlane, God, we're gonna finish on Toddy Mac in the Star Wars video. I can't get away from Toddy, but he's about to drop Catwoman in the Bat Pod. So the Bat Pod from The Dark Knight Rises and the Anne Hathaway version of Catwoman. To be fair, she actually looks quite good. She does actually, from that image, that's the image we've got. She does look like Anne Hathaway, so that is always a start. I do already have a Bat Pod. I've got the one from SH Figure Arts, I think. I think it's SH Figure Arts. Bat Pod, I've already got them. I'm sure this will be much, much cheaper than that one. Don't think I've really got any room on the shelf for it because my McFarlane movie shelf is covered in an 89 Batmobile, so that's not going to be much use. And hopefully she will get a separate release as well. So that is literally broke in the last few hours. That McFarlane will be dropping that tomorrow, I think, is where we'll be going for pre-order. Yes, tomorrow, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 Eastern, or 5 p.m. UK time for Toddy Mac there. So, ladies and gentlemen, I suppose that's really it. I've talked nearly for an hour. Hasbro only went for about 25 minutes at the most. So I've put in double the shift that Hasbro put in today, recapping the Star Wars news. 73% of you are happy with the reveals. Droidica, finally a Droidica, so that is fantastic. Still kind of want the energy effect, but that's me being me. But that would be great to get. I need some Phase 1 clones, so that is very good timing. Thrawn looks pretty good in the render form, at least for the Ahsoka show, but we've got to wait till next year. I'm sure we won't have to wait till next year. And a bunch of sort of redos, it seems, for the vintage collection. And Moff Gideon's helmet for anybody that wants a helmet. So, thank you very much for watching. As I said, hit that bell. We've got bells going galore. There you go, Eddie's hit the bell. Thank you very much, Eddie. Craig's jingling bells everywhere. Bells galore. Everybody hit that bell. Hit the like button as well. Do some other things. YouTube likes it when you do things. Type something in the comments section when I'm finished. They love that. That's it, really. So, ladies and gentlemen, I've been Jay. This has been Jay's Toy Collection UK. And, yeah, that was me live after work. I suppose I better go get changed now, maybe. Have some dinner. That sort of thing. Cheeky Monkey will be back soon. So, good times all around then, ladies and gentlemen. So, thank you for watching. And I will see you, of course, on the next video, which I'll put up some point this week. Anybody got any topics? Let me know in the comments. What should I do a video on? Because I need to get some more toys in. Not a lot has been arriving in the last few days. Super 7 Pat Rangers should hopefully be here tomorrow. So I might be able to do a video on them. And then I'll be live for the Royal Rumble, 1 a.m. Saturday night. Join me through the night. I'll have all sorts of Rhea Ripley themed Super Chat graphics as well during the Royal Rumble. So I will see you, of course, then. So, I don't know, probably said this about 7 times, but I've been Jay. This has been Jay's Toy Collection UK, and I will, of course, see you all on the next video. Thank you for watching.